The conscious mind, so this subconscious mind is runs programs. That's all it does. Okay? But it runs them perfectly. And I'll explain what I mean by that. The conscious mind, on the other hand, that's our judgment, that's our analysis, that's our moral, that's our values, that's our we're theorizing and conceptualizing and scrutinizing. We're taking an assessment of everything that's going on, and then we're making decisions about this. Okay? Under normal circumstances, if a guy said, "Okay, buddy, you're at the beach now, and it's really warm, so go ahead and do that." In a normal circumstance, like right now, if I just said, "All right, buddy, pretend we're at the beach and just disrobe to your swimming suit." Okay? Would you? Like right now? No, you wouldn't, obviously. Nobody would, unless you would, but most people wouldn't. Right? So we have that part of us that's going, "Oh, I ain't going to do that. I don't want to do that." We're making choices. Okay? The subconscious mind just does whatever it's told. And I'll explain what I mean by that in a second. But when somebody is hypnotized, essentially, the hypnotist moves the conscious mind over to the side, because you know it's around because they sometimes remember what happened under hypnosis. They sometimes, "Oh yeah, I remember that I did." So it's not like gone. It's still in the ballpark. But then the hypnotist over here, he's not talking at all to the conscious mind. He's not interested in this guy at all. He's just talking directly to the subconscious mind, and the subconscious mind goes, "All right, I'm supposed to play the drums on my butt. Okay." And it starts doing it. And it doesn't question, because all it knows how to do is run the program that it's told to do. Okay, does that make sense so far? Mm-hmm. Yes? Mm-hmm. Okay. Now, I want to, let's see, I'm doing this just a little bit differently than I usually do. When we were talking about EFT earlier, we kind of spent a little bit of time talking about things like fears. We talked about phobias. We talked about even things like depression and emotions that we have. Have you ever had, I should say, how frequently do you find it where you suddenly feel just, whatever, afraid, bummed, depressed, anxious, and you think to yourself, "Why am I feeling like that? There's nothing in my environment that's making me feel this way, yet I feel this way." Like what? Do you have an example?
No, this week it was pretty powerful, I thought, for me. I was getting my hair cut, and I was sitting in the chair, and we were talking about just all sorts of things, just stuff, whatever. And then we started talking about a particular subject, and I started crying. And I had no idea that I was upset. I had no idea that I was emotional or needed to emote. I had no idea. But it wasn't just like...
So consciously you had no sense of needing to do that, yet suddenly you were...
I was really...
emotional.
Very much so, yeah.
So how do you explain that?
Oh.
Do you have an explanation for it?
I think it was subconscious, maybe, responses to something must have triggered a feeling, a word or a conversation must have triggered something that then I expelled all this emotion, which I had no idea. I didn't wake up feeling emotional. Even sitting there, I was fine, and it was instant that I was like, wow, and then it was kind of uncontrollable, slightly embarrassing because it was untimely.
Yeah.
It's just weird.
Understandably, yeah.
And then I walked to my car and I was like, I was still kind of like crying, like, oh my God, I'm really crying here. And
For no apparent reason.
yeah, well, like all of a sudden, like boom.
Oh.
I think there was a reason. I know there was a reason, but I had no idea.
You didn't consciously turn that spigot on.
No.
Okay.
No.